The ocean, an endless deep blue plunge into the mysteries of the world, from the lovely vibrant colors of every species that resides in the shallow reef, to the deepest discoveries that make us think, why in the ever-living would I even dip my toes in a swimming pool again? And though many times humanity has proven to be able to tame even the most dangerous of apex predators that the ocean has to offer, oh my God, he just picked that fucking thing right up. This is either the bravest man, a SpongeBob fanatic, or another statistic of natural selection, because what the Now, where was I? We often don't think about how lucky we were that during the times of evolution where we walked onto land and adapted to our surroundings, the fact that nothing else followed is truly remarkable. For if the dangers of the ocean could be knocking on our front doors tomorrow, would we be able to defend our place on top of the food chain? And the danger wouldn't lie with the orca whale, or the great prehistoric megalodon shark and mythical kraken, or even the occasional scuba diving Karen on vacation. It isn't the rising levels of plastic polluting our oceans, or the melting polar ice caps, even though it's making polar bears resort to cannibalism since they have to deal with room temperature Coca-Cola. But no, the biggest threat to the existence of humanity is that of the crustacean revolution. Now, I know what you're thinking. How could something that pairs so deliciously with butter be a threat to humanity? But the further we dive into this everlasting deep dark abyss of a mystery, the more questions we have than answers. Melbourne, Australia, located southeast within the state of Victoria, a concrete jungle filled with a variety of cultures, fine hotels, and a very dense population. Now, the word dense has nothing to do with their IQ, though there are many things to question about Australians. But they sort of remind me of if Europe had its own strain of redneck. But don't let it fool you. These are some of the bravest motherfuckers I've ever seen. Melbourne, being the second most populated city of Australia, it's complete with many nightclubs for an exciting stay if you want to get lit and drop ass to a fat beat. There was plenty more for Melbourne to offer with its various amounts of beaches and amusement parks, as well as wildlife. The wildlife in Australia is enough for my butthole to pucker up so hard that my ass nearly eats itself. My question to the Australians: how the do you get a full night's rest knowing this wants to come into your home? And don't even get me started on the underground kangaroo boxing. But our story takes place in Melbourne's waters, in Port Phillip, in what will forever be known as the Battle of Melbourne. The Battle of Melbourne starts with that of the spider crab. Off the coast of Port Phillip, a battalion of spider crabs planned their first move. Their plan was to molt and create decoys to buy them a head start in attempts to confuse the fish. The decoys are so convincing that a couple of the crabs start hitting on it.
Well, here I am, baby. What are your other two wishes?
Come on, baby, don't be shellfish. Let me butter up that leg.
Hey, do you believe in love at first sight, or need me to stroll by again?
Yo, babe, you look a little low on vitamin C.
What the hell are you talking about?
You know what I mean, man. You know what I mean. C as in crab.
I think you mean vitamin me. Hey, do you happen to be French? Because I fell for you.
Oh, girl, you must be so tired from crab walking through my mind all night.
Life without you is like a broken crab leg, baby. Pointless. Baby, did you just get boiled? Because you are hot.
Whoa.
What?
Hey, yo,
I'm sorry.
Too far. So, anyways, besides being so hot, what else do you do for a living?
Bazinga! Baby, I was blessed to be cross-eyed. I get to see you twice. Oh, God, you are sexy.
Hey, you want to get all rubber banded up and spanked?
Baby, I will surf your turf all night long.
Why don't you give me your car keys so I can drive you crazy?
Baby, do you like whales? Because we could humpback at my place.
Hey, you a haunted house? Because I'm going to scream when I'm inside of you.
Hey, was your daddy a baker? Because you got a nice set of buns.
Hey, how's about we try an Australian kiss? It's just like a French kiss, but down under.
Baby, do you mix concrete for a living? Because you are making me hard.
Baby, you're so fine, even my zipper is falling for you.
Baby, is your name Winter? Because I'm going to be coming soon.
Hey, want to see if you can add has an awesome gag reflex to your resume?
Baby, I've never really been one to be into watching sunsets, but I'd love to see you go down.
Do you go to church often? because you're gonna be on your knees a lot tonight.
You one of those cowgirl crabs? Because I could see you riding me.
Though the Battle of Melbourne was victorious for the fish, in other parts of the world, their numbers dwindled as the crabs practiced guerrilla warfare hit-and-run tactics, taking out small schools of the fish one group at a time. They plotted their attacks to set up ambushes on the fish patrol routes, patiently waiting to strike. This causes the fish species to ask for help from their greatest foe, the bird, for if the fish species perished, then so would the bird. The fish and birds will now have to work together to ensure the survival of both, in an attempt to render any progress or advantage the crab may have on land. A temporary peace treaty between the fish and bird is taken into effect, but some animals didn't agree to the treaty. That of the arrogant bald eagle, who thinks his personal freedoms would have been infringed upon and had nothing but restraint towards its involvement. We now have an interview with the lead speaker of the Bald Eagle Association, who had this to say.
Well, now, at this point in time, we don't believe it would be in the best interest of our species to get involved. Hey, could you pass me the olive oil? Wait, what do you got over there? The American bald eagle is the pinnacle bird of prey. We're above all this aquatic nonsense. If we help out this bird with this pie, we'll have to help out the next bird with the next pie. There's just too many pies to keep track of. What's one to do with so many pies? I don't really know where I was going with all that. I dare a crab to step into my territory. I could decimate legions of crabs single-handedly. But I won't. But either way, the American bald eagle is above all these nonsensical problems. Now about them pies.
Millions turn to billions as we see many different species marching along to meet up with their comrades. The coconut crab now marches with them. Meanwhile, in Florida, the streets are being overrun by the crab, who are taking on their greatest threat of the suburban front, the house cat. Meanwhile, in Australia, the crabs outsourced to local mercenaries in order to give themselves an advantage in the many fights to come. And that's when they went to the channel I Did a Thing, who was paid for his services of forging together a shell of armor for a battalion of hermit crabs. Capable enough to protect, as well as light enough to travel, it took many attempts for him to get it right. And after many failed tests, he eventually made an impenetrable shell that would also cause the aggressor quite a bit of damage at the same time. By the looks of it, these hermit crabs were ready for an apocalypse. And as the hermit crabs fashioned on their war shells, other advancements towards the crustacean revolution were set in place. With the hermit crab defense plan in effect, the crabs still needed another way to ensure their victory. The crabs then implemented a drafting system for the strong and healthy crabs to be given as a test subject to study their theory. Could they make Terminator crabs? An honorable sacrifice amongst that of the crab population to give their bodies in hopes of a fruitful crustacean future for many generations to come, as it is no secret that the technological advancement of AI can be dangerous if used in the wrong ways, and even if taught to do the right things, is still a gamble. Even Elon Musk is wary of the thought of diving into research and development of AI.
There's great potential for good, but there's also potential for bad. It wouldn't quite happen like Terminator.
But did Elon ever expect this to come from it?
I was really going on the warning quite a lot. I was warning everyone I could.
Well, maybe this is what he was warning us about all along. What if Elon Musk knows more than what we're even ready for? And though we will always be looking for an answer to the many questions we have about the crustacean revolution, sometimes the truth can be quite a scary concept to grasp. Though our story comes to a close, the battle has only begun, for the crab will stop at nothing to ensure themselves complete victory over the human race. So the next time you're at a Red Lobster, be sure to thank the staff for their service, but be careful, for you could end up a statistic of the crab's onslaught. And be sure to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more, or the crabs will come to your house, boil you in a pot, and serve you with a side of butter. Thanks for watching.